So, seeing as though it's the weekend, let's be a bit fancy, let's treat ourselves and make a French toast bake. Penny's very supportive. Anything with food, breakfast, she's on board. Norman, on the other hand, if it's not sausages, he's not getting out of bed. So I guess it is just breakfast for one. Get your little oven dish, your mini casserole, holder, whatever you call this thing. And any bread will do. I have the end of like a kind of a French loaf that I tried this week from my bread maker. Wasn't the best. Still got a bit of life in it, bit of bounce, but I hate to waste it. So let's just cut 2 slices from this and give it a go. You'll see at the bottom that little ridge from, the bread maker flap. I don't know what the word is, the collapsible flap thing. Anyway, here's your bread, your 2 slices. You're going to cut it down into 3 little strips, turn it and cut it again. So we want to cube up our bread. Now I put this bread into a bowl to do my mixture with my custard. You're probably wondering, can you not just put the bread straight into the mini casserole dish and pour the custard over? Absolutely. And if I was using just sliced pan or any kind of plain white bread, that's exactly what I would do. But for this bread, it's thicker, it's a bit stodgier, it's tougher. I want to make sure it fully absorbs because I'm not going to be leaving this in the fridge overnight. In fact, I think I've even tried doing it that way and leaving it in the fridge overnight, and it still was a little bit dry in some parts. So whatever bread you're using, you might be able to just go ahead and throw it straight in the dish. I'm going to go ahead and mix it up separately. Similarly, some people will just use 1 egg. Again, it depends on the bread and the amount of bread you're using. I'm using quite a bit of bread here and it is that bit thicker, so I'm going to go ahead and use 2 eggs. I'm going to add equal parts of milk. And then into my milk, I'm going to add a heaped teaspoon of brown sugar, a half teaspoon of cinnamon. You can go heavier on the cinnamon, you can go lighter, you can leave it out. I love a bit of cinnamon. I'm going to also put in a capful, or a teaspoon is the equivalent, I believe, of vanilla extract. And then I'm going to go a bit retro and I'm going to put in some golden syrup, maple flavoured. You can just use maple syrup or golden syrup. This is the one that I'm using. Good old Lyle's. How 80s. It's versatile, I'm telling you. If you can get access to Lyle's golden syrup, pick up a bottle. Pinch of salt. And then you're going to give it a good mix. Okay, pour your custard mix over your bread. Now this bread is on its last legs. It's probably going to start to crumble. I didn't do a great job with this bread, but I'll get better. What can I say? I'm going to get in with my hand, my clean hand. Where's my hand? There it is. Give it a little bit of a mix. Make sure everything gets nicely dampened with that custard. You can leave it to sit in the fridge even just for like 5 minutes or so. Make sure everything is absorbed. And then transfer it into your bowl. Now you can spray that with oil if you need, but I find this doesn't really stick. There's enough moisture in it. Now, this is my secret weapon. This is only about 15 grams of butter. Of course, you can melt it and just pour it over, but I'm going to just take the lazy way out and dot it, dab it all over. It always works, so I'm going to continue on in this manner. Everything is better with butter. And then another teaspoon of brown sugar. And you're just going to use your fingers just to sprinkle it as evenly and thinly, cover as much of the area as you can. Don't, try and shake it from the teaspoon. It's just going to come off in little clumps. This will kind of make the edges crispy. It'll give you a bit of caramelization on the top. It just, it's really good. Now, if you're trying to cut down on your sugar, of course, you can leave this out. But let's be honest, if you're trying to cut down on your sugar, you shouldn't be having this anyway for your breakfast. Look away. Look at her. Isn't she just gorgeous? Buttery, sugary goodness. Now, this is going to go into your oven. The oven should be 180 degrees Celsius. I probably forgot again to tell you to preheat it at the beginning. I'm going to leave it uncovered, and 15 minutes is all it really needs. So here it is. This is the 15 minutes. This is going to be piping hot. So you need to just set this down and leave it alone for 5 minutes. Do not cut into it. Don't be tempted to have a little taste. You're going to burn the mouth off yourself. So see there, the edges are really crispy, but there's still so much bounce and springiness in it. That's what you want to see. So while that's sitting for about 5 minutes, go ahead, make it rain with some icing sugar. And you can add some maple syrup or whatever syrup of your choice. I originally was not going to do that because, that would make it unhealthy, but I cracked in the end and I went ahead and did it. You can see I spilt it all over the edge of my bowl, so it's on my chopping board. And once your 5 minutes is up and it's kind of settled, you can go ahead and dig in. Lovely, crispy, crunchy, caramelized around the edges, but the inside you can see it's cakey, it is spongy, it literally feels like you're having a dessert. It's so delicious. And that smell from that like maple syrup, it kind of reminds me of that syrup you get with McDonald's pancakes, just without the hangover. This would be actually great, by the way. If you're hungover, this has got you covered. Now, although I've said it's an individual size bake, this is where it's defeated me. It is huge, let's be honest. So I'm probably going to cover this over with cling film and pick at it for lunch. But yeah, you know what? I regret nothing. Give it a go. This is my individual French toast bake.